Hello, my beautiful aberration investigation server. We are coming at you live with another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today is Spirited Discussions. My name is Marzi, and I'll be playing Leonardo Layton, and I'm joined by my two lovely, extremely talented co-hosts.
Hello, I am Fletcher, also known as Fletch, and today I'm going to be playing the horrible little baby detective known as Camille.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vamp, and today I shall be playing the horrible little baby detective and his brother's dad.
Well, you're gonna have to be a little more specific there.
Yeah, it's airy. It's airy.
The Magic Man affectionate, as opposed to the Magic Man derogatory, which we had just dealt with.
I have
Don't even worry
two.
about it.
This is extremely hilarious to me because I technically have two characters that could tempt the title Magic Man.
True, the Magician affectionate.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Not Mr. God's George.
okay.
But yeah.
He is an outlier and he should not be counted.
But no, yeah. So the boys are going to talk with Ehri. Uh, Coincidentally, at the very same time, another person has gone looking for Ehri. But Ehri isn't there.
Because Ari already left to go talk to the boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He
how we
has
get.
very briefly preached containment.
Yeah.
Only very very briefly.
Honestly, they could probably have just gone to like an empty room like next door. It's not like a curse, like it's like an actual disease where it's gonna cling to the blankets or something.
Yeah, it's fine. Like
Mm.
it's simply just about personal contact TM, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
like just
that's fine.
passing by him on the street is like that's not gonna be a problem.
Love the
Yeah.
thought of Tom goes looking for Ehri. Ehri is sitting on the roof of the inn with his boys.
Oh my god.
And they miss each other entirely.
That would be hilarious. Hovers hand over the cannon button.
Let's do it.
Slams hand down. They just completely miss each other.
Because
Yeah,
Leo and Camille like being tall.
they like going on roofs and or jumping off of them. It's
Correct.
fine.
Good for them.
But yeah, here they are, sitting on top of the roof of the inn, just vibing, hanging out with Dad, one of them.
One of them.
That's there.
They don't
Cats
know the
singular.
other is here. It's fine. But yeah, so they've sure got some things to talk about considering everything that happened. It is recommended that you listen to the disappearing coin trick before this.
Yes, both
Yes,
parts.
absolutely.
Both parts. And because of that, there's warning for some of the things in disappearing coin trick are probably going to be mentioned in some way here.
Mm.
Mm.
But yeah, with all that out of the way, it's time to do a talkie.
Yeah, all Ari is handing me is just, like, he's not handing me any words. He's just gonna sip a cup of tea and not say anything.
He's just having a lovely hangout time with his sons
On the
Yeah,
roof.
on the roof.
on the roof. It's completely normal. It's fine. He is ignoring the looks they're probably both sending each other and him.
It's fine. The boys sure aren't having like a thieves can't sleight of hand discussion with each other.
Definitely not. Absolutely not.
Uh, like Ari Ari is just not seeing it, and then we cut to like the boys' point of view, and they're having an entire whole ass conversation.
you know, as twins do.
As twins are wont to do with their made up languages.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining Leo and Camille have just been for the past 5 minutes being like, you asked him. No, you asked him.
Basically.
It's just, no, you ask him, or else I'll tell him that you didn't think that he was your dad.
No, you talk to him. Or I'll. Fine!
Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch.
Camille just huffs and. Camille just huffs and turns to look at Ehri, and he's just. So, have you been holding up alright?
Oh, I've been doing very well. Thank you for asking, my boy.
Camille's gonna run an insight on that.
Time for some insights. Sorry, Ari, your sons have disgusting modifiers. Especially now that Leo is also level 9.
Yep.
Oh god. Oh god. God. I
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh god.
So that's a nat 20, so
You're
a
saved from Leo
32.
this time.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say he wasn't actively lying, so you would get it. He's doing fine, like as fine as you can be after something like that. Like he's not gonna be pretend like he's entirely untouched by what happened, because come on, like
Yeah.
just no. However, he is definitely like as fine as he could be after something like that. He rested, he slept, he took a bit of time to himself. Like the anxiety is still clinging, but it's not as bad as it was like during the actual event.
Mhm.
And that is literally all he's gonna say. Like, I am so sorry trying to talk to this guy. Like when he's not like volunteering information offhand is like trying to use a crowbar.
Yeah, no,
Trying to
that's
use a
fine.
crowbar.
It's fine. Camille's used to prying information out of people who don't want to talk.
Correct.
Considering his profession.
Yeah.
And he's just right. So, having any nightmares recently?
It's as I told you during the actual event itself. No more than normal. I'm not getting any excessive nightmares or such.
No, like weird spouts of, I don't know, anxiety, sudden cold sweats,
Paranoia? Just generally not having a good time?
I think like out of character, I think like he hasn't had it long enough for the worst symptoms to show up, and the ones that have shown up already are kind of like indistinguishable from like his general like, gestures.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like he isn't lying. Like he isn't lying. You can tell he isn't lying when he says no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good
Well, that's
then.
good.
Yeah.
Yes. You mentioned that you recognize the curse in question.
Right. Well, and Camille reaches under his hat to fish out a particular little bird. A particular little two-headed crow that goes by the name of Spades. And sort of gestures at this bird like, let's just say that we sort of have personal experience with that.
Yeah.
Harry will nod because this is more or less like, yeah, this is more or less like what he expected from his boys. Like Camille did like allude to this, so he's just yes, you did allude to it. Would it be invasive for me to ask what exactly happened?
Well, I'm actually still not sure how I even contracted a night terror in the first place. Or at the very least, I certainly never encountered. I certainly never encountered anything that cursed me outright like that. But regardless, one way or the other, I sort of ended up with a night terror, and it eventually it kind of came to a head, and so we had to fight it, but it's all fine now.
The look Ehri is sending you. He looks at you and takes a slow sip from his cup.
Camille is giving you a very awkward smile.
And how long ago was this?
I think it was back in the beginning of summer.
I think so. That sounds right.
That has been a while. And he kind of sighs and goes, I'm aware that I somewhat disappeared due to research for a bit, but I did not expect all this to happen in the months that I was gone. A lot happened in the months that Ehri was gone.
Yeah.
So much.
Unfortunately, we have really strong main character energy, I guess.
I suppose so.
Yeah, things tend to move pretty quickly around us. Is there, I guess, anything else that you need to know?
Harry kind of like taps at his cup and goes, should I be expecting for this curse to take a turn for the worse then?
Well, we're gonna have to talk to Grania about it.
Yeah, we don't know if there's any way to stop it before a big fight.
In both cases, well, I didn't know, and Juby, of course, kept it a secret until it all blew up in his face. We only really have experience with it coming to a head and resulting in a fight.
Yeah.
Harry nods and he says, I contracted this very recently, if you all would remember Halloween night.
That is pretty recent, and since Cam's was back in the summer, and that's when the rest of us got it, it does take a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Harry,
there's probably a lot of factors that we don't know about that result in how fast or slow it progresses, but so it's good to keep an eye on it. Or not, especially since we're not sure how long I had it.
Yeah.
Harry winces and he's just, I do hope that it can be resolved before it comes to head, so to speak. I would rather not have to be quarantined until it comes to a head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely stuff we'd have to ask Grania.
I wonder if she knows of the figure that laid this curse on us. I believe he called himself the Bogeyman. Yes, I am aware. The name is a bit on the nose.
Oh, I was thinking more, out of character. I know that Doc probably isn't going to listen to this, but I apologize to Doc specifically. In character, Camille's just, oh, I was thinking more, unoriginal, but yeah, we can go with that.
Well, it's that too. I believe a few of the party actually said that to his face as well.
It is, like, the generic fear-based monsters name, but that's fine. Why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, I guess it's recognizable.
Well, I mean, the other guy has a lot more recognizable of a title, I think.
That's fair.
The other guy?
And don't worry about that one.
Where he's just like, you do realize that saying that just makes me worry more.
uh, there are multiple adults working on that case.
I am honestly slightly concerned that not only do you feel the need to specify multiple adults, but you yourself aren't working on that case. Because, like, Camille usually works on a case whether you like it or not, basically.
Well, I'm sort of working on it, too, also. Camilla's looking over at Leo like, please.
Leo is just kind of sitting there like, well, like we said, don't worry about it.
Leo, that just makes it worse.
Maybe so.
It's
He's just looking at the both of you, and he just takes another sip from his cup. You take every precaution to stay safe, at least. Promise me that.
we certainly will.
We'll definitely do our best.
Alright, that's good. Like, he knows things just happen sometimes, also. Please, be safe. Keep yourself safe.
Yeah, it's fine. They have no plans of not being safe. Well, listen, when you're talking about nightmares and you're talking about nightmare beings and their names, like they really only have one point of comparison.
God, I cannot think about the nightmare being and the fucking thing connected to it without thinking of 420 and then having to hold myself back from bursting into laughter.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Damn, it really do just be like that.
It's gonna be so fucking funny when it comes out and he just strolls by like, oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Non-spoilers aside.
Yeah. Aside from spoilers, but yeah, he's just like, as long as you try to stay safe, and he nods. Well, aside from the curse, are you both alright after your stint as soul points, so to speak?
Vamp, are
Are
you
you-
good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I heard scribbling over the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
You're good. Camille sort of is just. I talked to my therapist about that. It wasn't pleasant if that's what you're asking, but I don't think there's any long-lasting effects. We did have to go get checked out for that, and it seems like we're in the clear.
That's a relief.
I mean, I definitely feel pretty great after beating up a demon, so.
Yes, that was something. The demon was turned witless of you, even at the end.
I do think that you might need to talk to someone about, perhaps repressed anger.
I have to say that I agree.
I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll be a barbarian.
Leo, you are many things. I don't think a barbarian is one of them.
I could be.
You do not have the, let's say, sturdiness or the, strength to be a barbarian.
Damn, you're right.
Harry is just not saying anything because he's like, I don't want to crush his dream. So at the same time, Camille's like,
Yeah, Camille has no qualms about crushing his brother's dreams like this. uh, it's just, you have no more capability of being a barbarian than I do. And he gestures at himself.
I know for a fact that I'm stronger than you.
I'm also literally the size of a toddler.
Throwable toddler.
this is so fucking funny to me because Harry's just sipping tea over here, and I know for a fact that he has a +3 to strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo with his +1, like, yeah, I'm strong.
Camille with his -3, like, it's not that hard. Like, it's really not that
Amazing.
hard to be stronger than me. Regardless, you're gonna have to deal with your anger in the normal, non-barbarian way.
Damn. I don't even, like, get angry aside from, like, that time and the time with the puppet.
Yeah,
Well,
which might be the problem, perhaps? I did say repressed anger.
the fact that it's happened twice is rather worrying enough on its own, if you don't mind me saying.
I don't even know what else I'd have to be angry about.
Camille raises an eyebrow.
Don't
Harry
you start.
thinking of the fact that Leo like literally burst into tears in their first meeting, saying that he gets shot at.
He did not burst into tears about it.
He didn't, but like you know what I mean.
Leo looking at his abandonment issues and how often he gets shot at. This isn't something to be mad about.
Leo looking at Camille, like, getting messed with. Oh, I'm gonna kill someone. Like,
Yeah, Harry is just like it. Well, we certainly can't force you to do anything, but it's worth considering at least.
Yeah, I know. Aunt Lynn talks about it too sometimes.
yeah, and considering everything that she's gone through, she might have a point. Just
Maybe.
a little.
Probably.
And okay, let me just roll sleight of hand for something because there's another note that Camille wants to say, but he's not about to say it out loud in front of Ehri, who does not know.
Harry, who does not know that Camille is not actually 7.
Yep. Okay, so that is 13 plus 8, and then why not? Let's use our funny little magic item.
What
Okay.
is that?
Popping them big bottles.
That's sleight of hand to make
Oh
sure
my
that
god.
Ehri doesn't see it.
Yeah, he sure does not see it. I might have actually been able to beat it if you hadn't done the +5.
Yeah. Yeah, so Camille just very casually signs to Leo unprocessed grief with a pointed look.
Leo just makes a face at him.
Camille sticks his tongue out at Leo.
Leo sticks his tongue out right back.
Yeah, Ari can't see what they were signing, but he sure can see this.
I think he just like sniffles like a chuckle like in his cup, and he's just very like genuinely. I'm glad, you, despite everything, I'm glad that you all came out of it all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are the ones who were most hurt. I mean, I came out of it with bloody knuckles, and that was it.
Eri kind of like seesaws hands here because he didn't actually. He ended the fight on full health. Like he was fine.
He also got fucking charmed and like brainwashed for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Funnily enough, I think Eri might be one of the people in AI who doesn't have charm trauma. He has so much. He has so many other traumas, but
Yeah,
specifically
and they
charm
are
trauma.
going to get into that. It's,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, I mean, okay, for Leo, still pretty certain in my assumption that getting turned into a coin is what you would call a traumatizing experience.
Oh yeah, probably.
God, I'm just thinking of that one Tumblr post that it's just we call that a traumatizing experience, not a bro moment, not a major hell. Not, you know the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Camille's.
Leo's just nodding like, "Oh yeah, definitely," or as they say, a big L.
I don't think you're supposed to call it that. I like I'm people have gotten mad at me for using words that were other than traumatizing experiences. But,
Consider I am more cash money than you are.
Kirill looks like he's trying very hard not to make a certain statement. He's just, the thing where you sort of like bite your lip and just puff out just a little bit before you sigh. It's not he's not gonna make a statement about tax fraud. Or no, it's insurance fraud. Just sighs. Anyways.
What, these two boys?
They're brothers, Your Honor.
Yeah. You still need to talk to someone about that in particular. And moreover, he pauses. And I tried to remember what he was going to say.
In character, do you think in character he just pauses and Leo's just like, oh, you forgot what you were going to say?
Probably. There's a reason why Camille writes everything down, and it is not because of the trope about detectives, it is because he will forget otherwise.
Love him. Leo just pauses and tries to see if Camille remember, but he doesn't, and Leo just slowly nods like, yeah.
You threw me off
L
my
moment.
groove. No, it's not. Okay. Like I said, traumatizing experience, you should talk to someone about that.
I mean, yeah, probably. However, I don't know if are therapists supposed to take on patients who are related? Like, for one-on-one sessions? Is that a thing? I don't even know if that's a thing they can do.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know how
Well,
therapists work.
perhaps if both of you are issue, I don't think that would be an issue, my boy. Not unless
Oh.
It's
Vamp
not
died!
oh
Harry was
no.
issue, and then Discord crashed.
Oh no.
Yeah, Abby is just
Discord voice, I'll make it an issue.
I don't think that'll be an issue. Therapists are trained um, well, I wouldn't say be detached, but they are usually trained to be able to deal and process all this from an outsider's perspective. I don't think the two of you being related should cause any conflict in interest at all.
I mean, I don't think it would be a problem unless like you're gonna like constantly talk shit about me. Which I guess is fair.
I do that in front of your face.
Yeah, exactly. So it shouldn't be a problem.
Like this. Dad, did you know Cam didn't think that you thought
No,
that...
Leo, no. He's tackling Leo right now.
I think Eri just startles and like reflexively grabs them both by like the back of
Scruffed.
their shoulder. Yeah, scruffs them so they don't roll off the fucking roof. And he's just like, you remember that we're sitting quite a few feet off the ground.
I have Featherfall.
I also have Featherfall.
Please do not jump off roofs even if you do have Featherfall.
What if it's also kind of my job?
A pause. Do not make jumping off roofs your priority, then.
Looks directly at Camille.
I don't make it my priority.
Directly onto a Phantom Thief. Without Featherfall prepared.
I have Featherfall now!
You now, but not then when you did it!
I learned. And besides, I knew that you would catch me. And I also had very good aim.
Do you hear this, Dad? Do you hear this? Jumped off a building directly onto a person.
No, I mean, he didn't jump off the building at the time, but that was how we first met.
He looks away.
Hello?
I don't think we need to talk about that right now, actually. Why don't we go back to talking about the demon?
No, I wanna know how it is that this one fell off another roof.
Why don't we talk about, the demon and the soul coins and all of that?
Eri just like smiles like slightly mischievously. It's like the dad smile, and he's just, all right. So this one,
Oh.
you're aware of local street performances, Leo, my boy.
Oh yes, of course.
Well, the
Harry,
first time
please don't.
The first time we met, I say the first time we met, but at that point, Camille hadn't even talked to me. I think Camille saw my street performance and was curious as to what was drawing such a crowd. But given that there was a thicker crowd than usual at the time, I'm sure that Camille could not see me if he stood in the crowd.
Yes, I'm very short.
Haha.
So
very funny. Why don't we move on?
Leo, would you like us to move on?
No, I want to hear this story. I don't think I've ever heard this one.
I don't think you need to hear this one.
No, I'd love to know how you and Dad met.
I don't think you need to hear this one.
I think Dad, you should keep going.
How about we learn about how Harry met you, huh?
You already know that story. I don't know how you met Dad, so go ahead, Dad.
No.
Camille never exactly told me what happened when connecting the dots. I assume that you then decided
No, we don't need to. Come on.
to find a better vantage point at which to watch the performance rather than standing in a crowd.
Eh.
And let me guess, he got so into it, he tipped right off of it.
I did
Yes
not tip
and
off
no.
right out. I did not. That is inaccurate.
There was, you see, the building that he went up into the roof to watch my performance was occupied, so to speak, and the person who owned it was very taken aback and surprised to see a child on the roof. Which I believe shocked Camille enough that then he tipped over.
Damn, so much for detective reflex.
I have perfectly fine reflexes.
You got spooked off of the roof of a building.
It was a one-time thing. I have good reflexes, okay? He is absolutely pouting right now.
And he just continues, like, once there's a pause, like, and he tipped off the roof and fell right onto me in the middle of the performance.
What's with you and jumping or falling off roofs and landing on people? Tisk tisk, Camille.
I am going to bite you.
Try me, bitch.
Camille is unfortunately still scrubbed.
Yeah, he has not let go of the scrub.
Harry, can you let me bite my brother?
Alright, but for fairness sake, I'm also letting your brother go so that he can try and dodge.
Alright. Cool. The moment his feet are on the ground, Camille's going to try and bite Leo.
Roll to die?
Bite
What would that
attack.
be?
I guess it would be an unarmed strike, so dexterity plus proficiency.
Okay, well... Okay, proficiency. Are we making it dex or strength?
I think it can be either, so I'd advise you to use dexterity.
I thought normally it was strength, and the only reason Leo could use dex is because of his subclass.
Yeah, regardless, I don't think it matters.
What did you roll?
Damn, what the fuck?
Good.
What if I... Yo, what would be really funny?
What?
If I activated his new feet thing for the very first time for this.
I think we should... I don't think any of us is ready to deal with the fallout of that.
You know what? Fine.
He is bitten.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Not hard, but he is
Not
bit.
hard. Leo's gonna bite him right back.
Alright. Make
Roll
your
it.
attack.
And I know what my my unarmed strike is.
Yeah, they're now biting each other.
God, I'm thinking of that, like, two dogs, like, biting each other, like, with, like, each other's heads in their mouth thing, if you know.
Yeah. Just holding each other in their mouths. It's like, go.
You let go.
You go.
Like, it's this, but they're both biting each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, will one of them let go first?
It's a battle of will.
Okay. I guess roll to see who gives up first.
What would that be?
Wisdom?
Wisdom, I guess. Okay. Karma caught up to me.
Oh, that's a not one.
Rip.
Yeah, after a moment, Camille lets go with it.
I win!
Yeah, let go!
And Leo will finally let go.
Thank you.
Did you both get that out of your system? So Aries just chuckling here.
Yes, I feel better now.
Almost. Give me a second.
No,
And Leo
you are not.
puts a hand on Camille's head and shoves it down a little.
There is a little squeak.
Don't
make me bite you again.
Try me, bitch. I'll bite you right back. I'll win again.
We're not doing this. I'll just make you deal with the soccer ball even more next time.
But no, yeah, Dad, Camille here didn't think that you thought that
No. Doesn't need to know
Aries
that.
I've done this once, I'll do it again.
No, we really don't need a repeat of that, honestly. It's fine. Why don't we go back to, we have some other things to talk about.
Aries' eyebrows are just like climbed up like this airline and he's just, should I be worried?
Shit, fuck.
Holds you.
God, out of character, I think it's hilarious that fucking Camille keeps getting sidetracked whenever he wants to interrogate Aries.
Yeah. At this point, it's just like a gag.
Yeah, Aries isn't like good at manipulation or anything, but like he doesn't have to be. He just has to like participate in the conversation, and they do it on their own.
Yeah, like he doesn't even have to try, and that's the funniest part.
He doesn't. Like he hasn't like really been like outright lying or manipulating them or anything.
Mhm.
Like this is so funny because technically speaking, if we only had our FPS last for a whole hour, it would end like really soon without them actually talking about anything they wanted to ask Ari about.
Yeah. They are stupid.
They are so stupid.
And the fact is simply that Leo being here drops Camille's intelligence even more.
Correct.
He cannot help it.
Very good. I am just. Why did I say very good like a Victorian gentleman for a second there?
Because you're playing a Victorian gentleman?
You know what? That's correct.
That's just how life be sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You play a Victorian gentleman and suddenly everything is very good, and other sayings that I don't know. Jolly good, I guess. Is that anything?
Oh god, like every time I play Ari, I'm just like, do I fake a British accent? And then I'm like, no.
I
No,
think
I
if you
can't.
faked a British accent, multiple members would kill you.
I mean, doesn't Noodle fake a British accent every time she plays Juby?
I mean, it's a decent impression though.
Yeah, it's... I can't make a joke about that. No, it's fine.
Anyway, I've returned.
I can't fake a British accent, right? I have whatever it is accent that I have. I don't know what my accent is. Singlish? Well, if I know. I think if I faked an English accent, RJ will lynch me on spot.
Very fair. But yeah, so now that Marcy's back,
Yeah, Aries just like, what it is it that he wants to tell me? Like, Aries, because like this is his third time Leo has tried to bring it up, and Camille talked over him.
yeah. At this point, he probably thinks that it's like some. He would not. It would make sense if he thought it was like some serious thing or the other.
Yeah, like, he doesn't think it's too serious because Leo does seem like, it's still pretty lighthearted and not actually like serious, capital S. But it's also like, what is it that's so bad that Camille doesn't want you to tell me?
Camille here was
No,
worried,
no, you don't need to.
and Leo puts
No.
a hand over Camille's mouth.
No.
Camille was worried
No.
about you being my dad, and he didn't think that
No,
you thought of
Leo.
him as a
He
son.
licks Leo's hand.
Leo takes that licked hand and rubs it on Camille's face. Yeah, you thought you can get me with that?
Well, that's and I already just said it like looks at Camille and it's just, well, of course I consider you my son. I thought that was rather obvious.
Camille's not good at figuring out that people like him.
I have an idea of this now.
And Leo does finally let go of Camille.
Camille elbows Leo in the shins.
Worth it.
Yeah, whatever.
And Eddie just like smiling goes, but if it would ease your concerns, Camille, my dear, yes, I do consider you a son if you would allow that of me. And I think that you're a very bright boy, and I'm glad to have known you and, well, have you in my life.
Well, now he's just flustered.
God, this FPS has been two boys trying to interrogate their dad, but keep getting like sidetracked and calling each other out instead.
Maybe
Yeah.
so.
Isn't that how it always is?
That's just the way sometimes with the brothers and their dad.
Mm-hmm.
Harry isn't even intentionally hiding anything. He's just following the conversation. They're doing this on their own.
They're
Yeah,
not
like the only
smart.
time he was trying to dodge the question, like it
Yes?
like he only tried to dodge the question once. The rest of it is just them.
Yeah. Even then, it wasn't really dodging the question, was it?
True. It was
Like,
a little dodging the question, but it's
it was
fine.
a little, but like not in a way that was like fully conscious, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And Camille is just I well, if you don't mind, I guess.
Yes, I wouldn't mind. It would be great honor, in fact. I apologize for not saying so sooner. I thought that it was obvious, as I said.
I mean, he does a little shrug. It's just I'm not the best at telling that, and also in my defense, you call like everyone your son, so
Well, I call a lot of people my boy, but like again, Eri is a Victorian gentleman, so like there are like different inflections and like different degrees of warmth, and also he dads everyone. Let's be honest, he's very
yeah.
dad. So it's that thing where like to him, like it's very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for him, both of his sons are autistic.
Maybe so.
Me too.
Uh,
But Aries was it. Well, yes, but if it's alright with you, I would. Well, want nothing more than to call you my son.
yeah, that's fine with me. Thanks.
And he smiles at like Camille and is just like, I'm glad to hear that, son.
And he does do a little smile and nod, and then pauses and is just, anyways, we were here to talk about other things.
Right. What do you wish to talk about? Like, again, he's not actively dodging. They're doing it on their own.
Right, well, before we got off topic, and he looks over at Leo,
Leo
very
flashes a
pointed.
peace sign.
I guess, what did you mean when you said that you carried a bunch of soul coins before?
Oh, Ari kind of sighs here. It's just like they both hear him on the. I'm not happy with talking to myself. Really did finally backfire on me, and out loud he's just takes a slow sip of his tea. Well, they weren't in coin form, if that makes it better or worse. And I wasn't aware of it at the time.
I am going to be honest, that is still incredibly vague.
A
Well,
bit, yeah.
well, a little before I left for Inkwell, I messed with a few things that I shouldn't have, so to speak. You might have heard the song dance before. Person finds an item of power. Person grossly overestimates their ability to handle it.
So,
Hubris. Hubris is a very, very tempting, very blinding mistress, so to speak.
Kale looks over at Leo because hubris, airy.
Yeah, Leo's just kind of squinting.
I know
And
it's hard to believe now, but I was younger then, and yes, I did have a healthy dose of hubris. I would like not to call myself arrogant, but I was a little bit of that too.
what exactly did you grossly misuse the power for? Or what was the power to even begin with?
You must understand that the world, well, the place that I come from, magic isn't common. Or even like many people go their entire lives without seeing any sign of magic, and even people who did would often like dismiss it. They would often dismiss it. Most people don't believe in the existence of magic at all. It's that isolated.
Man, it must have been real wild when you got to Inkwell.
Yeah.
It certainly was. But touching back to that, the item that misused, well, I don't exactly know what happened in the devil's performance that turned you on to soul coins, but I imagine it would not be something entirely dissimilar.
I mean, did you run up to someone and purposely steal their soul? Like, as a one on one experience? Like,
No,
intentionally? Like,
oh,
with the intent to turn that person into a soul coin?
I was making an assumption that he just did it to all of you at once. In that case, no, it was different because when I used it, It did my entire theater at once, which numbered at over 1,000 guests.
But like, you didn't do it on purpose.
He's wringing his hands like I didn't know that it was going to do that. No, but I
Well, what were you trying to do?
it was the item question up to until that point. It was harmless, mostly harmless. The things that it did was magic, but it would be stuff like prestidigitation or dancing lights. Things that were harmless and didn't hurt anyone. Someone warned me that it might be best to quit while I was ahead. People were already impressed by this plays and shows, and it wasn't as if I really needed to keep that going, even just to make sure to keep the interest and the attention. But I got cocky, so I decided against stopping, so to speak. And the incident at the theater was what happened.
It was thinking, and it was just still. It sounds like you really didn't know that was going to happen.
Oh, absolutely not. But I still didn't, and it was still, it is still my responsibility.
I mean,
But did you take responsibility? It sounds like you took responsibility for it.
yeah.
Like,
A lengthy pause.
Will raises an eyebrow.
Ehri is sipping at his cup of tea and not looking at the boys.
Ehri?
Dad?
Yeah. I mean, the main reason why I'm in Nightfall right now is because if I stepped foot back home, I would be arrested on spot.
Holy shit.
Mentally, Camille was just, if I had a nickel. Because he knows Izumi.
Man. This is great. This is fine. Everything is great. I'm not totally choking Ari for making this sound so much worse.
Yeah, Camille's just okay, and like you're really only giving us tiny little pieces of the story, and it sounds like there's a lot of narrator bias going on here.
It's not uh Eddie kind of does like a seesaw motion with his hand that basically translates to I have not thought about this for years and thinking about it right now. Kind of, you know, when you have spent so long not thinking about something, when you're actually like encouraged to think about it, you're just like, all right, um, I remember the broad strokes. Let me like think about the actual details.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of that.
Yeah.
It's part like it's part like making it sound worse, part like it's difficult to talk about, part like he's also like remembering something that happened during one night years ago as he's speaking.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you had all those people, but you helped them, didn't you?
I
Since it was an accident?
um I I didn't help them, no, but someone else fixed the problem.
Camille's squinting at that.
Fucking out of character throttles Ari because I know about the fucking game he's from, this son of a bitch.
Okay.
The worst part is that he's not actually fucking lying. Like he's
Yeah,
just being
Camille
way
doesn't
hyper
think
on
he's lying.
himself.
Camille just
Yeah.
thinks that there's more to the story, which Aries not sharing right now.
Let me just roll something. Oh, that's his deception. He peaks out like on Camille by 1.
God damn
I'm not
it.
rolling a fucking insight. Hang on.
Come on, Leo.
Fuck! Nope. It ain't happening, Chief.
No!
It ain't
Not
fucking happening, Chief.
Wait, what did you roll? Oh yeah, absolutely not.
No!
Yeah, you both can't read every word shit. You don't think he's lying, I will say that much. Like, you don't think he's lied once to all of you, like, this entire conversation. You just aren't, like, sure about all the secondary effects or, like, stuff that he's not saying. You're not sure, like, you're not sure if he's, like, hiding things, if it's intentional, if it's not.
Leo kind of
Okay.
huffs.
Okay. So, if you didn't help them, then what did you do?
I, he kind of like scratches, like he kind of rubs at the back of his neck. I actually nearly made things much worse.
How?
How?
Well, you were for well, you were in Soul Coins, but you were still around, if that makes sense. I nearly let's just say um I nearly made it so that the possibility of returning was not an option anymore for guests.
But how?
And did
You
you know you were doing that?
No. He sounds a little like when he says no again, he's not lying. He just like sounds really like no, he didn't know he was doing it, but he still sounds like very mad anyway that he did it. Like very mad at himself. No,
Right.
I didn't know. Um, as for how I did it, well, there was a reason why I refused to cast any of Ponable's spells during the fight.
I see.
At that time, I simply thought that perhaps as a consequence of the spell, I had magic now. That was not the case. And because my guests aren't spellcasters, it didn't really draw upon their magic, so to speak.
It it drew on their souls, is what you're saying.
Yes, more or less it drew on their life force there. So whatever theater they had, the re the yes.
Camille nods at
Sorry
that.
for him.
Huh?
Out of character, I am so fucking sorry for him. Because I just
God.
shakes him. There's so much missing information here.
There really is.
Yeah.
There's so much context that's not here.
Okay, Ari, either we get the context now or we get it when we possibly beat the crap out of your trauma later.
Or, if you do ever go back to where you're from and you get arrested, we go there and we bust you out.
Neil
Actually,
snorts.
what Leo says actually makes him look more alarmed than the first one. But he's just like, I'm not sure what context you want.
I mean, why were you using the coins? What were you trying to do?
I was trying to fix things, and I mentioned that the soul coins, they weren't in the form of coins for me. Yes. What I meant by that was that they weren't trapped as trinkets. The guests in my theaters were just became spirits, so to speak, ghosts, people that were indistinguishable from each other, who couldn't talk and who couldn't respond to anything, but could at least follow if I asked them to follow. And well, um, I I didn't realize that they were that way because all their life force, their things that helped me cast spells went to me, and the reason why I was casting spells in the first place was because I was looking for all those souls. Yes, I'm. There were over 1,000 guests, and they were all scattered.
But you were trying to help them.
Yes, but that wasn't. That didn't end up being what happened, was it?
Just because that's not. Okay, Ari, what I'm hearing is that you made a mistake. You tried to fix your mistake, but you accidentally made things worse, but still not unfixable. Things were fixed in the end, and you're happy that they're fixed, and you're obviously not trying to do anything harmful now. So, I.
I mean, Camille. I will let Camille roll an intelligence real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Come
Because again, you're missing a lot of context, but there is something I can give you if you roll decent.
Okay. Is 18 decent enough for you?
All right, so Camille, few things. Number one, you know why Aries Anquil in Anquil, he actually told you on your first meeting that he's in Anquil to research magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something you know about him. He does like research magic a lot. Two, he gets this expression on your face whenever whenever you say you fixed everything.
Well, he didn't say that Aerie fixed everything.
Sorry, he said that everything's fixed.
I
think.
think
Or
he
did I
said things
mishear
are
what you said?
fixed now, but not everything.
Alright, when you say things are fixed now, like, even with the different wording, when you say things are fixed now, he still gets, like, an expression on his face, like, he disagrees. Number one, you know he's here in Anquil because he's here to research magic. Number two, he disagrees with you saying that things are fixed now. Number three, this is a lot of guilt for this is a lot of guilt for someone to carry over like if this really was like as like clean cut as he puts it. This is a lot of guilt for someone, especially someone like Eri who you know is like actually pretty like emotionally healthy. like this is a lot of guilt to put on yourself if everything really did like end happily without any consequences or like any like anything like any cost.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Camille pauses at that and is sort of squints and is just, there's something else you're not telling us, is there?
I what do you mean by that?
Why are you researching magic?
Mm, God, give me a second. Like,
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
it's God. He has not thought about it for so long, and you ask that, and you just for like a moment, you see his expression crumble. Just for a moment, he schools it together the next second. But he's just, I. Why do you ask?
Because I think we're missing a very big piece of this puzzle.
I will give like because you rolled an 18, I'll give Camille 2 more hints.
Mm-hmm.
One, Eri does not take assistance. Like at this point, Camille knows Eri doesn't like other people being involved in his magic tricks. He's actively like against involving people in magic tricks. Like he will teach people, but he kind of like most stage performances and stuff will ask for volunteers or ask or have their own assistants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eri does not, and he has never like in all the time you knew him. And number two, like someone else fixed this. Eri said that someone else fixed this, and he made things worse.
Okay, if you want to play that game, then who was the person that fixed things?
My my um my assistant Eliza.
And I'm guessing something happened to them?
This officer. She she's very kind of like tugs at his clothes like very like nervously and just she's not around anymore.
But wherever she is, it's something that you want to fix. And that's why you're researching?
A nod. I um I was hoping that well the the thing that started all this it's not, like I said it's a magical item. However, there was I couldn't where I'm from we don't have any information on magic. We don't have anyone who's an expert on it, not like in Inkwell, not like in other places.
But you're
Right?
still working to fix it. You're trying really hard.
Mm, God, fucking guilt. He's just rubbing like his arm and not saying anything. She she was actually the one to suggest that we stop using it prior to the show where everything went to hell in a handbasket. And, well, there's like this kind of like bitter smile on his face as it's just, I'm here. I'm here and still living and still, I'm. She's not. She didn't do anything wrong. She wasn't the one who kickstarted everything, and she was the one who had to pay the price for it.
I think Camille probably closes his eyes and takes a deep breath and then exhales because he knows that particular brand of survivor's guilt.
Yeah. Looks at Camille.
Yeah. And he's just that is hard to deal with. Yeah.
Hmm. Just a little. Right. Kind of like rests his forehead on his knees, and he's just, of course I'm still working on trying to figure things out. I'm only here. Thanks.
And let me guess. Your plan is to find a way to bring this person back, and then you return to your country and turn yourself in. That the plan?
Yes, or, or or just turn myself in if it turns out that I can't.
Gross. You sound like Zoomy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Camille voice, if I had a nickel.
Yeah. Uh, we're God, that joke is just a little bit too mean for him. He was gonna say, so should we pencil that character arc into our calendars now or later?
God, that would be hilarious, but
But
like
it
you're
is
right.
like mean.
This,
Yeah.
yeah, like I think it would be more jokey if it was to a tune, but like
Mhm.
to a real time, like it's slightly tone deaf.
Yeah. So yeah, he's not gonna say it.
He's gonna
His
think still.
no, he's just gonna think if I had a nickel. Right, well, I guess we have an idea of what exactly our night terror is going to latch on to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this is the out of character. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
don't even know the full story because
Mhm.
you're still missing some information.
Leo
Yep.
loudly sighs and lies back against the roof and is like, oh, that's not gonna be fun to fight.
No, it's not. Oh.
Well, again, I would hope that it wouldn't come to that. I would not want to make the both of you feel like, well, I would not want the both of you to have to fight that.
Well, you're certainly not going to be fighting it alone. It's kind of the whole point of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you do, that'll have the exact opposite effect of what we want.
We'll see. Hopefully, it will not
It's.
have to come to fighting them at all.
We'll have to talk to Grania about it.
Yeah.
Though, it is certainly something of a situation. Maybe we can see if there's any way to make it less contagious.
That would be useful, yes, especially since well, me, Ponable, and Koshka quarantined ourselves immediately upon knowing, but we still interacted with others in the interim.
Yeah. That way at least you're not fully in quarantine.
Yeah.
Though we are going to have a talk about that later.
Yes, that might be wise.
Unfortunately, because knowing how night terrors are, it's not exactly a productive experience to try and talk them out of their to try and talk them through their trauma beforehand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me who hasn't gotten to listen to Night Terror game. Oh no, it's fine.
Well, because they feed on it and they make it worse, so.
Yeah. Funny thing is, this like Harry wasn't lying when he said that he hadn't been showing symptoms. So this is like his guilt, his
This
sense of
is
guilt,
him
like
Yeah.
this is normally, which has implications on its own.
Yeah.
I'm
Those
rolling a sleight of
implications.
hand.
Okay.
It's so Ehri doesn't see. It's just so Camille sees. I don't even need the extra +5.
Boy, what you
But
doing?
He's just siding to Camille with like kind of a oh geez, look at his face is just he was infected recently. I really hope this is not him normally.
let me roll sleight of hand.
Oh
Okay.
no! I regret to inform you this is in fact him normally, and why he actually off so bad on the devil.
Yeah. Camille signs back. I think this is him normally. With an equally. Oh no.
They just
God.
the two boys are just grimace emoji at each other.
Have you considered also talking to someone about all this?
I mean, giving context is difficult enough. Giving context would also mean admitting that I'm wanted in another country.
I'm
Or
pretty sure, like, they can't, you know.
It's kind of out of their jurisdiction here.
fair enough, but rather not risk it.
No, I'm pretty sure, like, it's against their whole code to, you know, do that.
I think this is where like it really stands out, like, because again, Eri is real kind and grew up in a basically real kind world, and I know that even if like it's technically like against their code to like talk of things like the patients like contribute to them, if someone admitted to being like on the run for involuntary manslaughter in real life, I think like legally a therapist has to report it.
Actually, wait,
What?
do they?
I think
One
so, yeah.
moment.
Because it runs the risk of like harming other people. I know, like for like at least for university health services, even just that, like they have a responsibility to tell someone if you're posing a danger to yourself or others. And in this case, he's not posing as a danger to himself or others necessarily, but he's still on the run for involuntary manslaughter. Yeah, which can be considered as a danger to others,
Okay,
and
one
also
moment. Uh, if you can investigate.
What have you found?
Okay. Uh, come on.
the therapists have to
Let's
come.
see.
do therapists have to report crimes? Is legally required to break confidentiality if he or she believes the patient may hurt himself or someone else. And some people wonder if therapists have to report crimes. The answer is a bit complex. They are legally required to tell the police or the potential victim if they believe a patient might hurt someone else.
Oh, okay, but that's if they believe that they might hurt someone else. Ehri is one of the most, like, fucking wet towel man.
He sure is a wet paper towel.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
hold on.
like
They're not,
zero
yeah,
evidence of an impending threat.
yeah, let me read this. Yeah, so they're not required to report past crimes. They can if they feel like the need is there and it's not gonna break their confidentiality or get their license revoked. But they're not required to so long as the person in question does not run a risk of like personal risk of repeating it or being a harm to themselves or others. However, this does depend on the therapist. And like Harry already blames himself so fucking much. This is just Harry. He's just like if he was a therapist, he would give himself up.
Ehri.
Ehri, please.
Also, again, real kind. Like in Inkwell, we have ways of like
Yeah,
granting passwords.
specifically real kind from the Victorian era. You know,
Yeah.
which is not exactly renowned for its mental health.
No, no. There's a reason why Ari like had such a long pause and was like, "I'm uncertain," and prefaced it with "I'm uncertain" or "I think" before he even spoke on the subject of like therapists with Leo, because he only really knows about this like when he came to Einquell.
Oh man.
So it's like dances. Yeah, there's a reason why he's not considering like talking to someone.
Mhm. Camille, boys, please. Just uh man, the boys sure are just sitting here, huh?
You pushed. You pushed. Would you rather Eric had lied?
Well, if he lied, then Camille would have a very good chance of knowing.
Yeah. I think although I will say, like, I think it says something that he did not lie. Like,
Yeah.
he is evasive. He didn't, like, outright lie in any, like, sense or capacity.
It's just I don't think that they have to disclose that to the authorities, but okay. It's sort of a lot to be dealing with.
I can deal with it. Famous last words.
I don't know. Do you have any, like, adult friends that you can, like, just talk to? Because
Very,
I
like,
know for a fact that you're not gonna let us like take that on our shoulders.
you are
Yeah.
Eri like kind of pulls like the brim of his hat down lower and it's just hey no I know Tom, but I'd rather not burden him with it either.
Oh, you know Dad. Perfect.
Perfect.
You could be friends.
I mean we do meet for tea on occasion already. We actually met in this inn some time ago. Um I fell and he caught me and French tipped me.
He what?
Eri,
Hello?
yes, he said that it was a tune thing. I believe it has been a while, so I might be misremembering what he said.
Leo looks at Camille.
Camille looks at Leo. He's just gonna make a sleight of hand real quick. Okay. Camille, sleight of hands, just do we tell them? Because this is a very dramatic change of topic.
Alright,
I
and I
mean-
think for this one I will use the fun funky item because he rolled a little shit.
I can technically beat that, but I'm not gonna roll.
I mean, even if he does see them signing, it's not like he understands what they're saying.
I mean,
Exactly.
Ehri does know thieves can't.
Oh, true. Unless it's like a specific version they're using.
It is a
yeah.
specific twin version, but like in the past, people who know thieves can't can figure it out.
Mm.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna have him roll.
Leo's just like, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get anything else out of him about this. I mean, we could probably change the subject now.
File that away for later and change the subject. Got it.
Yep.
That is a very interesting way of meeting someone still.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised and rather embarrassed at having lost my balance that badly. Like, he does like give a brief description, and it does genuinely sound like he was airy tripped, and like the momentum like made like the momentum when Tone catched him like resulted in the dip.
Interesting.
And after that, we ate. Was it lunch or dinner? I don't recall. We ate together.
He dipped you, and then you went out for a meal.
And he didn't
Yes.
tell us.
Then he didn't tell us.
I mean, I thought that you knew. I showed up at both your I showed up at both your apartment. I showed up at your place with Tom's coat once. Remember? I mean, and he kind of like shrugged, like, I thought you both knew that we knew each other.
Okay, when you say no, do you mean that you know him or that you know him?
I would consider him a friend, yes. Which does remind me, I need to return his coat to him sometime.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one more sleight of hand. Fuck. Leo keeps rolling worse and worse.
Oh no.
He got a 2 on the dice.
Oh
He's
no.
hiding it at this point.
But he does sign to Camille like, oh, I know exactly who we're gonna make the professor believe is our other parent.
Oh no. Camille is just he knows we have. He stops.
Shit, there's someone at the door. Fuck, hang
Oh
on.
no, okay. God.
Commercial break. I love how they didn't even ask why Eri had Tom's coat. They just, yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, Fletch forgot about that, so that's hilarious to me.
Camille suppressed the memory.
One day he'll have to confront this, but I guess that is today. Oh, hi, Iggy.
Camille suddenly remembered that time Eri like came to visit them, and like it was raining outside, and he came in like looking like a wet rat, and the only thing that was dry about him was like Tom's coat.
Yeah, it's great. We have fun here.
I just listen. I think it's hilarious and also very funny and also very fitting that the real kind man would absolutely be blind to more modern day tropes.
It's so funny.
Also, as Comet put it, Tome does hand out jackets willy-nilly. So like Eri
Yeah,
would not have like thought of it as like weird. The only thing that's explicitly kind of like Camille and Leo would know of this because they're toons and they know tropes is the fact that like Tome specifically gave it to Eri in the rain.
yeah, like Camille has one of Tom's jackets, so
Yeah.
that does remind me. We need to get. Does Leo have one of Tom's jackets? And if not, then we should get Leo one of Tom's jackets.
We should plot for this. We can figure it out between us.
Plain
Yeah.
favorite, shaking my head.
But yeah, I'm just me laughing under my breath. Can't believe it switched from the very traumatic conversation to this.
Listen, the boys saw the dramatic subject change and decided to roll with it because they're not gonna get any more info. Like, Eri knows a bit more about night terrors and can ask if he needs to. The boys got Eri backstory in pieces, but still they got some Eri backstory.
I love that he did not specify what the item was. He did not specify that he still had it, and he did not specify the biggest fucking context of all, the involvement of someone else.
Yeah,
Which,
like
all three very bad puzzle pieces for someone not to know because I'm looking directly at our TMs and stuff we've thrown at each other.
yeah, like Camille at this point he's just okay. He's not going to get anything more out of Eri right now, and to be frank, he he doesn't know. Like, to be frank, he's got a pretty good idea that the rest is gonna come out post Night Terror. Because if he knows anything about tropes, it's that this is gonna happen.
Camille
Like,
voice. Camille voice. There are things missing from this story, and I just know they're gonna be relevant at some point.
like, at some point, the truth is gonna come out whether Eri likes it or not.
A very real kind man who's not like used to tropes or stories even after 2 years in Ninquil.
It's okay. He'll find that out later.
Funnily enough, though, I think if Camille had asked if he still had the item, or like asked to see it, I think Eri would have actually said yes. Like, again, he's not been actively hiding anything. He's just being kind of evasive and not very good at like telling me what happened.
Yeah, though then Camille would be the one having a crisis this FPS.
Yeah, I looked directly at the foot. If he could understand what it said, it is in another language.
Which language?
I mean, it's from another. It's from it's where it's from. So I'm like, I don't know if it would be any of the D&D languages. Like in the game
I mean,
itself, like
usually D&D languages do account for other planes.
true enough. What are other plain languages?
That is probably something that you'll have to research off recording.
Hi.
Hi!
What is happening?
No, I'm just thinking. I guess primordial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess primordial. But yeah, I do not think Camille knows primordial.
He knows a lot of bullshit languages, but primordial is not one of them.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you might not even like understand the book at all.
It's
It's fine.
he knows where he can take it to understand it.
It's fine. He didn't ask. He didn't ask. He should have, because Eri would have given it to him. But it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did I miss?
Oh, we were talking about like the subject change and how like Camille and Leo are like we won't get any more out of Eri now. But I'm like, if you had asked if he still had the item and asked to see the item, I think he would have just straight up like let you. Like again, Eri's not like outright hiding any of this. He's just being evasive because of trauma.
Mm.
Yeah, which is why they're gonna address that post-trauma.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fact that he still has it because he can't like leave it anywhere.
Jeez.
I'm realizing that you certainly do like to have characters that have we'll get into that later. Anyways, back to the FPS.
I know it. I think I know what you were gonna finish it with, and I
Anyway.
grab you by the throat and shake you shut. So maybe I have a character I like to play.
Anyway, Leo is here to to add more fodder to the prank that the twins are pulling on the professor.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Camille's just he knows that we had a mom.
Ehri could be our stepdad.
Noted. Anyways, Camille's just that. Yeah, that's very interesting. It does seem like that you're pretty close.
Yeah.
Decently enough, I suppose. He's looking at the two of them like again. He did not catch any of the sign languages, but like he's looking at the both of their tombs, like squinting a little, like. Yes. And I suppose I know Nico, although I wouldn't want to put this on her either.
Okay. I think Camille knows that Eri knows Biniko. Does Leo know?
Yeah, it happened in the first
Okay.
FPS because I think he actually got shown the photos of Eri with Beniko and was like, "Oh shit, I stole from someone who knows them."
Yeah.
Who knows Lavug?
Yeah, Camille's. I do remember. Yeah, I do remember that. I mean, I think it's probably still worth it to talk to Tome. The it's probably good to have another adult to talk to, even if you don't want to like dump everything on them.
Yeah. And Tome could probably use more friends.
Tom could absolutely use more friends.
It's a good thing that I consider him a friend then.
Yeah.
Like Tom knows Moria and Professor, but like
There's also Dr. Everlight, but also I had to be the one to save them during that social interaction.
yeah, they're probably good candidates for friendship if one of them would actually reach out to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, the reason they did start actually talking is because I mentioned rare diseases.
God,
I
I love
figured
that
that's
the
what got
boys
them talking.
I love that the boys were just dragging Tone through the mud.
They love their
Like
dad.
at this point they are in fact they're doing this in front of Eri too, who can hear them do this.
Yeah. Or he's just like, oh, really? The few occasions I've talked to him, Tom seems, well, I wouldn't say outgoing, but he doesn't seem disinclined to discontinue the conversation.
Uh, he's
Camille
just really awkward.
it's just does he now? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wish Speck was here to listen to this.
I know, it's like his homework.
Yeah. Just
God.
well, it does sound like he likes you a lot.
Yeah. I think you
so?
guys should talk more.
Mhm.
Well, I did lose sense of doing the research there, but I wouldn't be opposed to talking to Tom more.
Yeah, besides, Tom knows about a lot of things, so who knows?
Yeah, he might be able to help.
I love how they've switched directly from dragging Tom through the mud to like taking Tom back to Eri like in a in a blink, like in a heartbeat. They've switched.
They love their dad.
They sure do. It's great.
It's great. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Please tell me they're gonna bully Tom later.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Listen, if you start by French dipping someone, that,
And then you go on a lunch date.
like, things sure are being set up in a very particular way.
I think it relates us and kind of reaches forward to ruffle both of their hair, and it's just like enough about me and night terrors. So it's getting late. You boys should probably go back home.
Oh, alright,
I
alright.
guess.
That's true. But, we we should have you and Pon talk to Grania at some point, at least to confirm or deny things. Um, actually, and if you are going to mention the boogeyman, you probably want to do it really carefully, because Grania is very easily spooked and upset,
And is always crying.
and is always crying, so you'll want to tread carefully there.
Do you think I should tell her then?
It it's probably good for her to know if it is something that relates to her.
Yeah.
You'll
Even if it
just
is
want to,
difficult.
yeah, you just want to be careful about it. You can tell that they are already feeling those brotherly energies towards Grania.
Yeah, Aries just like raising his eyebrows and it's just like, I see. He's not gonna comment on it.
Unlike the boys.
Mhm.
Oh, Speck is back. Hi, Speck.
Oh, you came back just as they finished bullying Tom.
So to give context, Aries did let slip how he met Tom.
And the boys are eyes emoji.
He did let slip the fact that he met Tom when Tom French dipped him, and then they ate lunch together.
Yeah. Yeah, Camille thinks for a moment before he's just now on a lighter note, I since things do tend to get a bit stormy during this time of year, it might be good to have an umbrella on you, especially if you're meeting up with Tom.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
You should make sure it's a long one.
my original home it rained a lot. I think I just got rather spoiled by the mostly good weather of Anquil. I do still have an umbrella, and like he doesn't take it out of his hammer face because he is not a fucking he's not a fucking. But
Yeah.
like those like Victorian era like black umbrellas, the really big ones.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's like vaguely approximating with his hands.
Oh yeah, that's perfect actually.
Definitely.
Yeah, if things look a bit cloudy, you should bring that if you're ever gonna meet up with Tom.
Yes, that's a good idea. I would hate for him to have to feel like he has to lend me another coat. I felt
Exactly.
Definitely.
very
And
bad for that.
and knowing Tome, he'll probably feel kind of guilty about it. So you might need to like make sure he actually gets under the umbrella.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to insist a little bit, but like that's just because Tom gets really easily like that.
Fair enough. I'll make sure to do that then. I did wonder why he ran off after giving me his coat.
Mm-hmm.
That is a mystery.
The boys really be out here parent trapping them.
Like, they're so bad at shovel talking, but once it comes to matchmaking, uh,
My fucking god, they're really gonna do this to Tom? They're really gonna do this to Tom.
Yes.
yeah, of course they have to.
They love their dad. They love bullying him.
Oh, and also, you know, maybe giving him a thank you for the jacket would also be a good idea.
Ari kind of raises an eyebrow. That's not a bad idea, but I'm uncertain what I should get him.
I know that he likes cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, you could get
Yeah,
him some sweets. Like, perhaps, I don't know, maybe chocolate or something?
Chocolate would also be good.
you all are
Can't
so
go
lucky. You all are so lucky. It's like Victorian England, so technically a lot of this are like established like romantic stuff that like chocolates do have romantic connotations in the Victorian era, I think, but like not as strongly as they do today.
Especially because Leo brought up cinnamon rolls, so it's just like, oh yeah, here's Tome Lake sweets.
Yeah.
Like, chocolate's a lot easier to transport than cinnamon rolls, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Suppose
Just a nice box of chocolates. Those are pretty easy to carry around. I know you don't have a hammer space.
I guess one of the many perils of being real kind. Although, and he snaps his fingers, and let me actually just.
This is the funniest shit.
Like, they realize that this man does not know romance tropes, and then they just decided to make Tome's life hell.
Alright, so 23. So he just like snaps his fingers, and there's a pebble spoon, and he's holding one of the doves, and he's just like, "But I don't need a hammer safe to carry the important things around."
Yeah, brag about it, why don't you?
You'll get
He-
there one day, Leo.
Actually, Leo's just like, I'll show you. I've been practicing.
roll
Fuck,
it, roll it.
hang on. God, he's not rolling his great sleight of hands anymore.
No, Leo!
And this is his last +5 for the day. There you go.
Oh, I mean it's exactly the same as Aries, so that's not bad.
That is true.
Mhm.
And yeah, Leo does bring out shuffles.
Yeah, and Aries does like clap, like politely, like very proudly.
See, you got it. And Camille is also doing a little clap and very politely not inciting this. Listen,
Listen, it's a
Leo
running
knows what Camille looks like when he's figuring out a trick and has probably gotten on his ass for it before.
Maybe so.
Okay, hold on. I'm actually doing research in chocolate in the Victorian era.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Da 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 da. Da 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 chocolate. Da da da. Da da da. End of story. Da da da. They're the Victorians, sick of oily chocolate. Okay, so the Victorian era was actually when chocolate first started being mass produced, like to what we now like associate with chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And like hot chocolate specifically was what they had. Da da da. Yeah, and then they created like the chocolate product that we knew today. The first bar was actually created in the Victorian era.
Holy shit.
Cadbury. There was a Cadbury fancy box that appeared at the end of 1868, and it contained bonbons instead of truffles with chocolatey fruit and marzipan in centers. And the Victorians liked these fancy chocolates. Soon there were heart-shaped boxes of chocolates and chocolates shaped like hearts, but that came later on. So like
Oh.
depending on which era Eric comes from, like chocolate would be like a luxury, like more so than like it is today. But although there might have been romantic connotations, like unless the chocolates were specifically in a heart-shaped box, like he would not consider it romantic, basically.
Love that. Perfect. The boys' plan is going so well. Yeah, so just I think probably around then is when it's time to, it is getting late. It gets dark and cold early at this
Yeah,
time of year. Leo does not like the dark and cold.
he does not.
So they'll head on out and
Harry will give them a little hug.
Hell
oh,
yeah.
hell yeah, hug acquired.
Mm.
Though as they're on their way out, Creel's just, do you remember the stuff we told you about Tom? If you need any help regarding him, just let us know.
Yep. Would be
All
happy to
right.
help you with anything.
All right. You are so lucky that you prefaced it by, oh, Tom doesn't have so many friends, so we're trying to get him new friends. So
Yeah.
you just assume that they're being really enthusiastic about this for that reason.
Yeah. He can be a little hard to get sometimes, but uh, I'm sure that he really appreciates your friendship.
I can't
Definitely.
believe you do this. I can't believe you'd make like give like Tom a whole last box of chocolate truffles.
Hee-hoo.
Hee-hoo.
Anyway, I think this is a great place to end our happy end.
Yeah.
See the head in my hands.
Hee-hoo.
Can't
Is
believe
this not what you wanted?
I guess it is. It's hilarious.
But yeah. Okay, thanks. Camembert had to get one last word in, I guess.
Bark, 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 bark.
Okay. But yeah, so I hope that you had fun. I I hope that the audience had fun.
We
Uh,
do. Yep.
thank y'all for coming out here now and in the future, but that's where we'll leave ya. Bye!
Bye.